We were on a field trip, and the bus driver took a path that was unusual, and we ended up driving by Tuscany School, and it just reminded me that this 2 years, over the course of 2 years, I think our school has really developed a sense of community, a sense of place, and a sense of time for our students and our teachers.
This year has been our second year, and it's been absolutely amazing. I've been told by many that the second year of a new school is very challenging, and I would have to say, having now lived it and survived, that is true. But once again, it is our students that have pulled us through and shown us the way, and they are our guiding light.
It's been a whirlwind full of adventures as we try to find our place in the CBE and who we are as a school.
The Eric Harvie School vision is student first, and understanding what our students need and meeting those personalized needs in their education.
So when we opened the school, our vision was, how do we get kids in this neighborhood excited about learning in a new place, not mourning their previous place of learning, but really excited about moving forward. And so we talked about, when we started, that the vision of the school was for kids to be able to share their stories and develop their stories. Learning how to read or write or do math or science, those are important pieces, but those are the toolkit pieces. It's the joy that comes out of having the experiences with those toolkit pieces that makes kids want to do other things in life, makes them want to think bigger and not be afraid to try new things. And so for me, that's what it really is about, is kids being delighted to come to school, being able to use their learner's toolkit and grow it, but at the same time really investigate things and explore and be able to think about learning as more than just a classroom. So that's really the cool part.
So it's important to know with design thinking that it's more than just a process. It's a mindset that we want our students to embrace. Just a way of looking at the world a bit differently and becoming problem finders instead of just problem solvers. We don't want them to think that it's a series of check boxes that they have to do and then they're done, whatever it is they're making. We want them to know that it's a cycle, that it's just something they can engage in and use to think about the world in a new way. You would see it in an art project if you walked into a grade 3-4 classroom. You see it in kindergarten when they're building bridges with limited materials. And you would see it in the sense that it's not, as students again going through a series of steps, it's given some knowledge and given a challenge. What can you do?
I can't imagine how you run a school where the conversation is not around kindness and care and how can I help you and how do I care for you. I think that values are something we need to make really conscious, make a conscious effort to make visible for our kids.
Peace education is building empathy, not only for the people in our school community, but elsewhere. We have to get along. We're social beings, and peace education is so much more forward thinking and so much more in the positive than reacting to negative behaviors.
I think it's a peaceful school because it is because it's normally nice and quiet and all the teachers are really nice.
Each month a classroom or a team puts on a peace assembly, and those peace assemblies have that common theme of peace education through them, but it highlights how peace education is woven into our classrooms, our school, and our community. Roots of empathy, huge part of our grade 1-2s. And yes, our grade 1s and 2s, they get it 2 years in a row. And they have that ability to watch a child grow and develop and build relationship, and watch that relationship build with that baby. And it's important to have it 2 years in a row, I believe, because it allows kids to have different entry points in developing empathy for others.
Field trip experiences, number one, I think the whole point of getting away from school is this is the only place where we learn. That's huge, and we need to let kids go out into the world and not just see what else is out there, but be able to experience it and know that they can have those experiences in other places. And you can watch it on the computer, on television, you can read about it, you can listen to stories, but if you're not there, you can't feel the wind on your face and you can't smell the grass.
So Glenbow Ranch is really important to our students. As a whole community, it brings the entire school together to give the students a really rich opportunity to learn about the land that's around Calgary and close to home, as well as learning more about Eric Harvie's legacy. As it's Eric Harvie land, they get to explore, inquire, tell stories, create their own stories, and just it's a beautiful, beautiful area with so much history and culture.
Eric Harvie is a person who did a lot with Glenbow Ranch. He's basically the owner of Glenbow Ranch. We went there at the start of the year, and it was this big national park area it was huge. It had lots of land.
Eric Harvie's legacy, which is really neat for the kids to understand that this actually has an impact on their lives. The fact that he's left this land for the students.
We've been focused on the coulee for the whole year, connecting to place. Having the coulee within our community, it's been a huge benefit to our students because we're focused on how we connect. And my goal as a professional has been to amplify students' learning through creating different experiences for the kids. So taking the kids to the coulee allowed them to, with intention, notice their transactions that happen within their own selves as they're walking, as they're exploring. So looking at everything through the lens of a scientist and noticing. So as they notice, they begin to question, and the number of transactions that they make within nature, we want that to increase. And so revisiting places, so our students have sit spots in the coulee that they really study and they notice changes and do comparisons over time.
The Jungle Book and Christmas concerts, when you see the whole school and the whole community coming together and putting on a performance and a presentation that's just so overwhelmingly, not only is it good, but it's just such a positive experience. The parents, the teachers, and the students all came together. And I think those 3 days for me really demonstrated how close and how much of a community we have brought together.
I think we did pretty good because we worked together as a team and we came together as one. There wasn't really any hesitation in when we performed.
When we did the Jungle Book, I felt like it just brought the school closer together. Snowblaze was very fun because I was in it and I liked the singing and stuff. And
it was just fun, and I had a speaking role.
So there were several schools that were offered the option to apply and do a project. And it was select schools that they knew were using design thinking and so on. So we were one of the schools that was put forward as a possibility. So Brian and Natalie sat with the grade 1-2 team to devise a research project that would fit within the parameters of innovation and different perspectives of looking at things, but would also fit with the work that we were doing here. And at the time, we were really in the beginning, well, the playground was going to arrive and be installed. So we were looking at things like, as a whole school, what difference will that make for us and who can use it and those sorts of things. So they took that idea and just expanded with it.
It's been big. The playground project has been most of this school year and it will be most of next school year as well. The playground project came from our kids last year when we were going on community walks and we couldn't get any work done because they just wanted to play on the playgrounds. And so we just kind of wondered, what if we brought that into the classroom? What if we asked them to think differently about it, to become playground scientists? And we've done that. And so through that, they're starting to develop a series of reviews that can be shared with the world on all the great features and different features of playgrounds. And they're now becoming able to walk up to one and just know whether it's accessible to all the ages, whether it's going to be hard for them or not. And that's been through a lot of experience, measuring, testing, just trying it out over and over and over again. But just really thinking about the individual pieces that make up a playground, to start looking at the parts of the whole that make it something amazing.
So we have the most amazing parent council and parent community here at Eric Harvie School. They have stepped up and stepped into this learning journey with us and with their students. From the very beginning, when we began Eric Harvie School, they were already there. They had already formed their committee, their council, and were willing to move us forward.
Yes, so Santana Cunnington is the parent that's just won the Parent of Distinction Award. So what I have to say about that is, I don't think people realize how important a school council is to a new school. It is to any school, but particularly to a new school, because you're trying to build a vision and work with parents. We go to them for advice and support in all kinds of different ways. But their number one role is to support us in the best way that they can. And they can do that in so many ways. So Santana really exemplified that through her work with the playground. So she did a ton of fundraising. What I love about what she did was it wasn't just about, this is my school and I want to help it. It was about the community. It was about all of the children. And she pushed for that and really supported other parents and other schools to come together and understand that.
So when we talk about where are we going to go next in our learning, we need to look to our students. Our students are our natural wonders. So together, teachers and students will create the roadmap, but the students will lead us to our destination. We will go over many hills, through many valleys, take many detours, but we will arrive there. Everybody will grow, everybody will learn, we will be able to feel confident and successful. Our students will come out after another year of school with the tools, the skills, the strategies, the confidence and the independence to go out and change the world in wonderful ways.